Howdy all y'all, it's time for cake. Well, I told you I wasn't going to complete any quests without you. However, I did say I might do a little bit of fiddling around, get some things accomplished, get some stuff done. So I did go ahead and harvest this tree full of silkworms over here. I made some more barrels, and would you look at this, we got rain coming down, all my barrels are full of water. Now this is a big deal. This is huge. Now I got 5 barrels. See that? I got 5 barrels full of water. I have an iron door here. Someday I got to use that for something. I don't even know what to do with this thing. I mean, look at this. I have no idea what it is. Does it even give off light? Maybe. I don't know. I guess it don't, because I think that the reason that this doesn't have the little yellow X's is because that's glowstone over there. Impossible object. Hooray. Okay, well, I got no clue, fellas. Nether brick fence, burnt quartz, stained glass panes. We just got bits and pieces of who knows what floating around out here is what we got. Okay, so let me show you what little I got done. I made a little more platform. I put some barrels in right there. And I made my stairwell down here, and I filled up this area except for that one spot on the floor right there. So this pool, it's that middle block. The reason that's colored that funny way is that's the top texture for a source block. So if I get everything done here and make this into real water, the whole thing will look like that. But for now, it tells us where the source block is. Now, the other thing I did is I started making a little bit of shelter down here. And I'm going to continue with that soon. I do have some plans, I should say. Now, unfortunately, let me see. No, that is on the lower level, ain't it? Okay. Right, I can do that thing, I think. Maybe. I'm a little worried. Because you see now, since I got so dang much string, suddenly it becomes real easy for me to do certain things like, let's say, build a bed. And part of me wants to take that bed down here and put it in the floor. I can't put it on the floor because you see, and it ain't even going to let me place it, is it? And maybe I could like put it against the side of this, but I don't know. If the bed has slabs beside it at the same altitude, then I mean I ain't rightly sure what that does as far as, you see, if I spawn in that bed, is it going to drop me through the floor? I don't know. So I better probably not do that. So for the moment, I'm going to put my bed right here. And let's go ahead and use that. Just take a second and maybe we'll be done with the rain. Or maybe not. Oh well. Oh, nope, there it goes. Okay. So I could go back to using the watering can, but I have other things on my mind. So let's go over here to our friendly neighborhood frying pan. Now we got 13 silkworms. We certainly don't need 13 silkworms. We can always be getting more. So I'm going to put these in the frying pan, and you may notice a thing here. This is what a furnace interface looks like in JadedCat's pack. So I'm going to just drop a couple of pieces of oak wood in there, and it's going to slowly cook those fellas. We'll come back to them soon. In the meantime, let's look at our quest book. Now, resource grind, we still don't got cobble, okay? But we could do the sifting thing, and we could do some fishing, or at least we can get prepped for them. So, to make a sifter in this, and y'all may notice we got NEI over here, so that's interesting. Maybe it's called a sieve. Ah, it's called a sieve. Okay, so we're going to need 4 planks. We're going to need 2 sticks. We're going to need some silk mesh. Well, that's just a 3x3 of string. We got plenty of string. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll show you how we're going to get cobble. Whoops. There we go. Let's do this. And that way we get our sticks back. Sooner or later I do need to do some farming and get that underway, but for the moment I'm not terrible, not terrible focused on that. Okay, we can't make a half-height sieve. That's fine. And I'm going to put away the string. I'm going to put away what's left of the silkworms. How are these fellows doing? Well, we've cooked 2 so far, and that's taken about, I don't know, maybe a third here. It would do better if we had charcoal, but you can't make charcoal in this thing. You cannot make charcoal in it, as best I can tell. Anyhow, though, that'll give us something to eat besides apples. This is not, this is not Crash Landing where you got to keep eating different food or the food stops working for you. However, it is a situation where the food ain't worth much. So basically we're going to be using, if you're familiar with Pam's Harvestcraft, we're going to be using that. And the more steps there are in the preparation of any given food, well, the healthier it's going to be for you. Which makes absolutely no sense when that's a banana split, but we can deal with it. I don't rightly see myself subsisting on banana splits anyway. There's kind of a cheat in this, and in anything, if you've ever worked with Pam's Harvestcraft before, you probably knowing what I'm talking about, which is that you go all vegetarian, you get yourself some soybeans, and you use the soybeans in every single recipe under the sun that calls for meat, or milk, or eggs. And that getting rid of meat and milk and eggs in recipes, especially since you can substitute the soy for pork or beef or chicken, and suddenly you got just ridiculous amount of stuff you can make. And I might do that, but that'll just be a stopgap to kind of keep things going until I can come up with something better. Okay, where is my... See that kind of smoky thing? Smoky look? I am starving. Well, we have a lot of apples. So I'm going to be eating a lot of apples, because they're each only worth half a ham hock. Now, if I'd gotten that milk earlier, then maybe I could be making something out of the wheat and the milk, but I didn't. So instead I'm devouring a hell of a lot of apples. Now you see why I was so concerned about jumping making me more hungry, huh? But fear not, there is a way out of all this. And it's going to require us to get some sifting on. So let me find a place to put my sifter. Kind of running out of spaces to put stuff already that ain't all, ain't already full of trees or something. So I'm going to take these 2 dirt, and even though I could use them more trees, for the moment I'm just going to run them through here. And you can see that I got 7 pebbles here, 7 stones. Well, 7's not enough to do it twice, but I can take 4 of them, and ta-da, I just made a block of cobble. So that'll give us a quest turn in, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and I forgot to get the Sieve quest turn in. Let's see, Crossbow of Sorrow. Well, ain't nothing to kill here yet, and I'd have to make ammo for it. So I'm going to get this pick. And the resource grind is going to give me a spawn pig and a rainmaker. Now the rainmaker, I don't really need it. I might need it in the future, but for now, I 5 barrels full of water. If anything, what I need right now is something to get hold of dust. And we're going to go over that in just a second, because we're not going to do it with this first lump of cobble, because we're going to need that in order to, well, you know, it ain't that big a rush now, come to think of it. See, usually without the frying pan, it would be a huge rush for us to get a half dozen cobble so we could make a slab furnace we could cook stuff in. But because we got the frying pan, that's no longer such a big deal. In fact, I would go so far as to say that we can kind of take it a little bit easy here. And that means we can use cobble to make other things. So for instance, we can use cobble to make gravel, to make sand, well, finally, to make dust, to make clay. Yeah, I'm making a lot of sense, ain't I? Trust me, there's a way for this to work. It's part of how you survive on a skyblock. There's all these different methods for doing things that and making things that normally you cannot even make in normal Minecraft, because hell, we're up in the middle of the sky. Ain't like we can just reach down and grab some gravel off the ground. We gotta make it as we go. So with that in mind, and bearing in mind also that I've got more saplings and I got no way to use them to do nothing at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this block of cobble and we are going to make ourselves another tool here. What we're going to make this time is a hammer. And with that hammer, I'm going to take this piece of cobble here, put it down, pound on it, and it turned into gravel. Pound on that. Well, look, we got sand. Pound on that with the hammer, and now we got dust. Why did I want dust? Well, I want dust because I can take my dust over here, put it in here, and now it's clay. And now that I got me some clay, I can put that down, break it into clay balls, put the clay balls in here, and now the real question, because I never tried it before, can we fire a clay pot inside of this thing? Because this is a clay bucket, so if we can make that happen, then we actually have a way to kind of fill out our pond and start working on making some other stuff. However, even if it didn't work, we needed to get some clay to get that water out of there. I could have done it by just breaking the barrel, but as you can see, water is a little scarce up here. Well, plenty in that cloud, but I can't get to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refill this. There we go. We got more compost going on. I'm going to take my watering can over here, and I'm going to lean on this puppy for a couple minutes here. Actually, let's see. Did that fulfill any more quests? Sure enough, did. We got hammer time. It wanted us to make a hammer, wanted us to make some gravel, some sand, and some dust. Well, we did all that, and it's going to give us 4 of each. And I don't need another rainmaker, but some clay would be welcome, so let's grab that. And to other thing, let's see. Singing in the rain, to make a smeltery you need clay. Okay, yep. Need to mix water with dust in a barrel, da-da-da-da-da. Alright, and we did all those things. We got our clay, and now we're going to get another spawned sheep and some bone or some porcelain clay. Ooh, well. On to one hand, I only have so much bone. On to the other hand, we're going to come to a point real soon where we're going to have more bone than we know what to do with. So I'm going to go for the porcelain clay. It ain't hard to make, but neither's the bone really. But what we can do with the porcelain clay in the short term, you see, is we can make lava. And that means, okay, see, it ain't burning this log, so it don't think it can light that up. Alright, so I'm going to have to make that slab furnace after all. Well, let me see if I got more silkworms. I have exactly 8 silkworms. Let's put you suckers in there. Off we go. Okay, so we got some more food. Good enough. Actually, I've been not paying attention. Let me put some of this stuff over here. I ain't doing nothing with the spruce sapling. I ain't doing nothing with the normal clay. Nothing with the porcelain clay. Don't need to spawn sheep. And for the time being, I'm going to put sand, gravel, and dust right up there. And what I want to make, let me see here. I'm not going to need you for a little bit, nor you. So what I'm going to make is, well, before we do that, let's find out what's in this reward bag. Okay, it's decorations, it's a wall banner. Hoorah. Sometimes you get something useful. That was not one of those times. Okay, so I could spend my time watering these, but that's probably not going to work out too well. So what I'm going to do here instead is grab myself a couple string. We are going to make ourselves, you guessed it, a fishing rod. And I'm going to go right over here, and I'm going to cast, I want to point all the way up, and I'm going to slowly ease just a little bit down. Not far enough, okay? Let's try that one. Awesome. I ain't going to spend all night fishing here, but I do want to catch something for this quest. So this should just take a second. You can see it's wiggling, so that means it's working. Sometimes it'll get hung up, particularly when we got a small pool like this. And a small pool like this is why I was, casting way the hell up into the air. That's what that was all about. There we go. Did we get a fish? We did not get a fish. Okay. Now, those of you who have high-res video may have seen some bubbles creeping up on it. And that's our big indicator that it's about to get hit. But you really got to wait for that splash sound to happen. So let's see here. I just need one fish. One fish, we can turn this in, we can get us some more food, and then it's kind of smooth sailing. And then I'll go to bed and it'll be daylight and we can get some trees growing again. There we go, and there is our one fish. Okay. I almost jumped up, but I didn't. Alright, so drop it into bed for a second. And with daybreak, we are going to pop out. We are going to turn in our fish quest. And we have a choice of half a heart or an aluminum oreberry bush. And we're going to get 16 raw salmon. Well, I'm going to take the aluminum bush. Crazy as that may sound. I can't do anything with it right now. It requires a dark place. But sooner or later, we'll get there. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to make another chest, because that one's getting kind of full, you probably noticed. Fine. And for now, I'm going to put the bucket in there, and I'm going to put the cooked, no, I'm going to take the cooked silkworm out. I'm going to put the apples in there. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put 16 raw salmon. Whoa, we don't want to use them to cook with. And a couple birch. And so that'll be finishing up our silkworms and then cooking us 16 raw salmon. And as you can imagine at that point, our worries about food are kind of over with. So we are back down to worrying about trees, I think. Let's see what we got in terms of questage now. Well, We can make a millstone to make flour. And with flour and a pot that we do not have, but we can get by killing a skeleton and a zombie later, we can make bread at a rate of 1 bread per wheat. But right now, you know, we don't have skeletons and zombies to kill, so that's not really a thing. On the other hand, the reward for that is 16 bread, so that's worth doing. Let's see what else. It wants us to make a trash can. It'll give us a void bag. I don't rightly know what goes into a trash can. Well, besides the obvious. Let's see. Oh, it needs cobble and it needs regular stone. Well, that ain't going to happen anytime soon. So let's try that again now. What else can we do? Workshop table. This wants us to make a charger, production auto crafter. I have no idea how any of that works. This is a voyage of discovery. Oh, we are so not ready. Okay, let's see what other things we can do. Well, iron, nope. Mossy cobble, needs cobble. These are all machines. Now we're already kind of ahead of the game on the clay bucket. Man. See how this is moving along. Well, it's cooking our salmon, it's cooking our silkworm. So let's look at Sky Farm. Rakes. Wants us to make a rake, and it's going to give us some mushroom spores and some mushrooms. Man, okay, so hopefully this will open up a little more farming capability for us. But for all these things to happen, well, there were some other things unlocked. What's over here? Java barrels. Okay, fair enough. That's probably beyond us right now. That's beyond us right now. It takes bricks. Running low on wood. Let's look at this one. Nope. How about this one? Well, we don't have any mobs to hunt. And we could make bungee sticks if we had planted our sugar cane already. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, that's blood magic, thaumaturgy, Tanya, bees and trees. Okay, so basically the answer is we got to stick it out here and we got to work on our tree farm. So we got 4 trees. I am going to make some more space. Do I have any more dirt? I thought I put... Yeah, I do. Okay. Now, on the one hand, it might seem to make sense to sieve this piece of dirt. But on the other hand, if I do that, I can't plant more trees with it. But if I plant another tree, then there is a small chance, you see, that I will get more trees sprouting natural like without requiring me to do anything like dancing around them with a stupid watering can and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward for a few minutes of messing with chopping down trees. We got 2 birch up now and we got 3 oak up. And the next time I get hello, okay fellas, alright, I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to fast forward through all this. Talk to you in a few. Well fellas, I done screwed up there. I somehow turned off things in the middle of recording. So unfortunately I ain't going to get through that fast forward. Now there's more than one reason for that. Another one is that it took nearly an hour for me to get enough stone put together to make ourselves a furnace, because I was getting an awful lot of trees that were like bitty trees that were only 4 blocks of wood each, and they were only dropping 1 sapling. So I'm thinking one of the things JadedCat has done in terms of tuning this for hard mode is that hard mode means that an awful lot of trees barely make replacement. Although I've got a feeling that sucker's gonna drop some saplings. Holy, that's the first full-size oak I've seen since I started this. Anyway, what I was saying. So unfortunately, yeah, I got cut off in the middle of that, and there's about 20 minutes of me hacking trees, and I was going to just turn that into a quick little fast forward, but it went to a full hour, and even on fast forward maximum speed, that would have been a little bit, it would have been crazy ass to watch, but it would have been too long, and I just wasn't getting many drops out of that. So what we've done is I made a normal size furnace. I took the extra time to do that. I could have made a slab furnace, and a slab furnace, as I was showing nobody a minute ago when I didn't realize the recording was off, slab furnace is made with slabs instead of full blocks. And since y'all can get 6 slabs out of 3 blocks, this means you can make a slab furnace with only 6 cobble. And since out of a single bucket of dirt going through the sifter, you might only get 2 stones, you might get as many as 5 is the most I've seen. Holding out until you get 8 cobble is kind of risky, particularly given that, you know, hunger will kill you here. If my hunger drops to 0, I die immediately, and that's all there is to it. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that charcoal in this, or making charcoal more specifically, out of 1 block of wood, y'all actually gonna get, nope, it's only doing 1. Alright, I thought it did 2. Oh, you know, I bet it's the birch wood. Alright, let me get this out of here. We'll try that. Let's see if it's the birch wood. Maybe that's what it was. So oak only gives 1 charcoal, and birchwood gives 2. That's what it was. Alright, fair enough. That's a good reason to keep some more birches going. Now the birches, it turns out, have even weaker drop on saplings than the oaks do. And several times during the past hour, I've been seriously worried that I was going to chop my... Oh man, look at all the trees growing now. I was going to chop down my last tree and not have any sapling to replace it with. So I was getting a little worried that might happen. So let me see. The other things we did, we used the furnace to make ourselves a clay bucket. We fired the clay bucket we made earlier, and we used the water that was in these barrels to fill this out. So we got a total pool over here now, and it's an endless spring, so we can just take water out and it fixes it. And I think I commented earlier, you can clearly see now that only the source blocks have this kind of pretty blue on them. Now, the other thing we did is we made a crucible using that porcelain clay that I got from that one quest. What quest was that? That was... Nope. 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 No. Dang it. There was a quest around here someplace that gave us porcelain clay. Man, what the heck? What else have I finished? Well, that's everything. Oh, this. No? This. Here we go. No. In fact, I just need to finish that now. What the heck? Where'd that come from? Ah, here it is. By making clay, we got 7 porcelain clay. That's what it was. We use those in kind of an upside down pants formation, and that makes us a crucible, which needs firing. And with that crucible over a torch, now I can take any cobble that I find, or more appropriately, any cobble that I make, using the stones here. It's nice to have grip strength, ain't it? I can take those, and I can throw those in here. In fact, I think I can just do it with the stones. Let me try that out. Nope. Alright, it'll only take full blocks of cobble. Anyhow, that is going to turn into lava when I put some cobble in there. So I think you can see where we're going. We got water now. We're about to have lava. And that's going to be a cobble gen. And once that's done, we can get some farming going on. We can do some other things. That's actually another reason why I hacked up all this clay and quartz and stuff. Is quartz used for anything? Oh, it is. No, that's a facade. Okay, it still is. It's used for making stuff for extra utilities that I have no idea what it's actually doing there. Looks pretty endgame though if it's using ender infused stuff and diamonds. I don't know. Anyhow, and there's another tree, man. Everything's popping up now. I got all these torches everywhere. That helps a lot. So, yeah, we're moving along now. We're getting there. And I'm just going to have to use the clay to make my cobble gen because, you know, you don't really want to lay out a whole heap of lava on wood slabs, particularly if the whole rest of your thing is living on wood slabs. So that's a thing. But, yeah, I appear to have some tree chopping to do. So y'all have a good one, and I appreciate you turning up to watch. And I'm going to be busy chopping trees for a while. Y'all take care. Like it if you like it, hate it if you hate it. Drop me a line either way if you would. Let me know. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you hated. Let me know if you want to see me try to solve some puzzle, some problem with skyblocking that maybe either you ain't seen done or maybe you're not clear with how somebody else did it. I believe this is the first skyblock thing I've seen where it's in hard mode, and I'm really thinking that part of hard mode is the sapling drop rate, so it does make a bit of a difference here. We'll see how it goes. Y'all take care now. Thanks.